Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Mushabbar. Eid Mubarak to all of you and all of your family members and friends. Today it is Eid Day in Sweden, and tomorrow it is going to be an Eid Day in Pakistan and also in some other countries. We have already done prayer in the morning, and now it's evening in Sweden. Even on the Eid day, Ali is getting training for the driving, so he is learning. And my message to all of you is that don't forget hard working. Does not matter if it is an Eid day or something else. Also, I think I should remind all those who are going to do Qurbani, especially in Pakistan, that you must think about cleanliness as well. So when you are going to do your Qurbani, you have to think about several things. You have to think about that what is the purpose of Qurbani. The purpose of Qurbani is not that you have to show other people that you are doing Qurbani and you are going to keep the best part of the meat for yourself. The purpose of the Qurbani is something else. It's about sacrifice. It is about sacrificing the best thing that you ever had, and learn from Prophet Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. And if you don't know the story of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam and Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam, then please Google it and read about it, so that you will know what is the purpose of Qurbani. So if you are going to do Qurbani, especially in Pakistan, tomorrow morning, and you can do it for next 3 days, then you should remember that you have to distribute the meat to the poor and the needy people. As I know, you have to make sure that you do 3 equal parts without any discrimination, and then distribute 1 part to the poor people and needy people, distribute 1 part to your friends and relatives, and the 3rd part you can keep for yourself. And please, when you distribute, try to distribute the best part to the poorest people. If you want to do discrimination, then do in such a way that the best meat goes to the poor people, to the needy people, or you do the justice. You don't do discrimination in terms of meat quality. Another thing is that also think about Safai Nisif Iman hai. Safai is like a half Iman. We Muslims say that Safai is Nisf Iman hai. Safai is like a half Iman, but we really don't follow it. Ali, you have to turn right to the city. And when you do Qurbani, make sure that you don't become danger for the environment, danger for the society, and danger for your neighbors. You have to do in such a way that it is good for the environment, good for for your neighbors, and good for the society. So don't make your Qurbani place dirty. Do it in a planned way, good way, and make sure that it is handled properly. Make your streets and your neighbors clean. And also remember, if you have not yet prayed Namaz Eid, meaning that if you are going to celebrate Eid from tomorrow, as people are going to do in Pakistan and in Asia, then please, when you go for Eid prayer, do it in a nice way. Please make sure that you follow all the precautions. Don't become responsible for the deaths of other people. Yes, if some people are going to die because you are responsible to spread the coronavirus, then you are 100% directly become the qatil. So don't become the qatil. Follow the precautions. Try your best that you don't become harmful for the society and for other people. If you can follow the social distance, if you can keep the social distance, then please keep the social distance during prayer in the mosque and follow all the rules and regulations. It does not make sense that you are going for prayer, for ibadat, and then disfollow or not follow the regulations from the government. So on one side you want to get sawab, or on other side you are doing crime, and that crime could lead to even the death of other people. So some people are saying that we are not afraid from corona. It's not about the afraid. It's not about that if it is going to harm you or not. It's about others. You don't have to be afraid. You can go out. Today we are going out. We go out every day, but we try to follow precautions. We don't meet other people if it's not necessary. If there is an elderly people, we should keep distance. Even more distance from the elderly people. So it's not about the afraidness. It's about the taking care of other people in your society. So never become afraid of coronavirus or something like that, but make sure other people don't die due to you. So this thing, I think you should understand that it's not about that if you are afraid or not. It is about that you have to protect yourself, your family members, your friends, and also other people. So please protect other people. Don't think only about you. That is very selfish when you say that we are not afraid from coronavirus. It's not about if you are afraid or not. It's about that you should protect other people. So each celebration is all about that you need to help others, you need to protect others, you need to take care of others. That is the whole spirit of Eid. So please do it in that way. So tomorrow or today, depends on where you are living in the world. If you are celebrating Eid and if you are going to do Qurbani, then please make sure that you follow the spirit of the Eid. You don't harm anyone. You try to help others. You also, if you are going to do Qurbani, distribute your meat to the needy and poor people in the best possible way that you can. Ali, please follow Stockholm C. Just follow Stockholm C and slow down and move towards right lane. Yes. Ali, you have to slow down and then turn right and follow Naka. Be careful, look at the car coming from behind, and you have to turn right from here. It is pedestrian. This is a very beautiful area as well in Stockholm. It is called Globen. There is a football stadium and there are a lot of competitions that people arrange here. Yes, Ali, go straight and turn left from the roundabout. No, you can go straight. Don't turn from this roundabout. Just go straight. So as I was saying that this place is also very beautiful. It is called Globen. There is also a football stadium here which is often used for big games. And also there's a lot of shopping areas in and around that football stadium. There's also an ice stadium here in the same area. Please turn left. Yes. This place is called Naka. I mean, this local area is called Globen, but then this is under Naka commune, not under Stockholm commune, as far as I know. Yes, Ali, go straight, and then I think you will end up in a tunnel. So I was saying about Eid that make sure that you help your neighbors, poor people and needy people, and your family members and friends and everyone around you. So, and remember the spirit of the Eid. Don't become very selfish and don't think about yourself that coronavirus is not hurting you. You have to make sure that during this Eid, other people does not get any hurt from you. You does not become direct or indirect responsible for the deaths of elderly people or other people. I mean, we are going out, and today I am going out. Ali, go straight. You have to go straight, and then you will end up in a tunnel. Yes, so what I was saying that you have to make sure that you does not become directly or indirectly responsible for the deaths of other people, like elderly people. So when you go for prayers, make sure that you follow the precautions, the recommendations of the government, and keep self-distance. And you do not have to be afraid from coronavirus. We are also going out, but you need to make sure that you follow all the precautions, and we also try to follow all the precautions. Still, mistakes can happen, but mistakes are mistakes. Don't just neglect everything. You should try your best to protect others, and if something happens bad, okay, then it's Allah's wish. You did your best. But sometimes people are saying that we are not afraid from coronavirus and we are not going to follow precautions. Then I think it is a tricky thing. And also make sure, if you are going to do Qurbani, if you are going to slaughter animal, then you have to follow also all the precautions, and also you have to make sure that you don't make the place dirty. You have to clean everything properly. Don't blame the government. It's you who are doing Qurbani, not the government. So it's your responsibility to make sure that things get clean, things remain clean. And also when you distribute your Qurbani to the poor people, don't do any discrimination. If you want to do discrimination, give the best part of the Qurbani to the poor people and keep the worst part for yourself. Otherwise, do justice. Do not do any discrimination when you distribute the Qurbani meat to others. Ali, go to the right side. You can go further right. So make sure that you follow the spirit of the Qurbani. And if you don't know the spirit of the Qurbani, then read about Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and also about Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. Then you will know what is the purpose of the Qurbani and what is the spirit of the Qurbani. The spirit of the Qurbani is not to show other people how beautiful animal you are going to slaughter, and it should not be like a showpiece. The spirit of the Qurbani is something else. Learn about that. So right now we are in Naka and Ali is driving fine. Ali, you have to follow Fisk Satra and slow down. One more thing I want to tell you, but before that, what are your thoughts about the Eid, about the Eid al-Adha and the Qurbani? How should people celebrate it? And what kind of steps they should take in order to make sure that they don't harm other people? If you have any comments and feedback, please do not hesitate to write your comments or provide your feedback under this video in the YouTube channel in the comment section. So one more thing I want to discuss today, that I am going to make few educational videos. I have already made few videos about study in Sweden, but I am going to do it more. And one of the reason is that my son Ali, do you see here? Yes, he's going to start university soon, and I have a lot of knowledge about the education system in Sweden, and I think I should try to spread that knowledge. As I said, I have already made few videos, but I am going to do it more. Ali is going to start university in the next session. He will be joining KTH, the Royal Institute of Technology. In Swedish it is called Kungliga Tekniska Högskola. It is the biggest technical university of Sweden. So we will talk about all the universities in Sweden, if not all the universities in Sweden, but most of the universities in Sweden. And we will also talk about other universities in Sweden. For example, Ali also got admission in Mälardana University in computer science with the focus on networking, but he's not going to join that because it is a bit far from here, at least not this year. So I will be making few videos about the education system. And if you have some special question, please write your question under this video in the comments section. Maybe I will try to cover that in those videos. So how is this area? This looks very beautiful area, but summer is going to end soon. Actually, summer normally ends just after the university session starts. This area is also very beautiful. There's a lot of branches of the Baltic Sea that comes into this area. You can't see the sea from here, but it's not very far. It's just behind the trees. Ali, you have to follow Fisk Satra. Yes, slow down. Slow down. You have to turn right from here. This is my beautiful home. This is a new locale, Ali. Ali, you have to turn left from here. Venstre. Ali, you have to slow down and then we will turn right. Today, Ali is going to do some more practice on the small road. Not from here, not from here, from next. Ali can drive fine on the highway, on the motorway, but now we will try small roads. Yes, right from here. You have to drive carefully here. Horses can come from both sides. There are some farmhouses in this area. Ali has pretty much good confidence on him. As soon as I feel he is ready from theory perspective, I think we will book exams for him, because now he has to go to university and sometimes maybe he need to use car. If you have some specific question about the driving in Sweden, you can also ask that question. I have already made few videos focusing on driving, how to get driving license in Sweden. It is pretty complicated. I should not say complicated, but it's not easy to get driving license in Sweden. It takes some time. This is very beautiful area. This is the branch of the Baltic Sea. This sea leads to, for example, to Latvia, to Lithuania, and to Estonia, and also to Finland. And there are ships that go from here to Finland, Lithuania, and Latvia, as well as to Germany. And think about the cleanliness. I was talking about cleanliness and Eid, especially cleanliness during Qurbani. And look at here how clean is that area. So these people here in Sweden, they follow this principle. Safai nisaf iman hai. Cleanliness is half iman. And normally I tell people that if you need to look at how clean people are, then look at their kitchen and washroom. So if your kitchen and washroom is the most clean part of your house, then I think you are a clean person. So in Sweden, if you go to the Swedish houses, and most of them are really very clean from kitchen point of view and from washroom point of view. Maybe there are some exceptions. I have not seen such exception, but there could be some exceptions where Swedish people are not as clean as others. But in most cases, they have very clean kitchen and very clean washroom. Ali, you have to turn left, vänster. Be careful in the crossing. So here you have to give special consideration to the people that are walking or cycling or doing cycling. Yes, there are also frogs. So here there was a signboard which was indicating that there could be frogs on the road, and the drivers should drive carefully. They need to make sure that the frogs don't get hurt. Think about in Pakistan, most of the people who are driving cars, they don't even give enough consideration to the people walking on the street. And here there was a signboard informing the drivers that there are frogs, not even cats, not even dogs, frogs, and they should drive carefully so that frogs cannot be harmed. So now tell me, who are good Muslims? Yes, slow down. The sun is shining in front of the camera, but this camera is pretty good. It takes care of the lightning. Even if the sun is in front, it can still take a picture and make a video with good enough quality. Ali, you have to turn right, but not from here, from next. Yes, from here. Ali, you have to go straight to the motorway. Now you will be tested on the motorway. I think one important thing to remember during driving is that you should never take a group pressure. It is very hard to resist group pressure. Group pressure means that if you see that other cars, they are driving faster than you, and people sitting in your car are joking on you that look at you are the most slowest driver in the whole universe. Let them people laugh. Don't drive fast because other people are driving fast, or if someone else is telling you to drive fast. So never take a group pressure. Always make a decision based on your judgment. And really it is very hard to resist group pressure. It is not easy, I know that. But try your best to never take a group pressure from anyone. Even if the other people laugh, they joke on you, they say whatever they want, let them say whatever they want. Never give any value to the jokes of other people. Just you should do what you think is good or what you think is best. Go to Stockholm City so that we can show some Stockholm City. But slow down a little bit. This is also one form of group pressure. If other people don't take care of, if other people don't take enough precautions to protect themselves and to protect others from coronavirus, and if they are telling to you, look, everything is normal and we are doing everything as we used to do in the past, we don't consider anything regarding the coronavirus, we are not worried about it, and why are you worried about it? So if some people are telling you something like that, then that is also a form of group pressure. Never take that group pressure, and tell them it's not about that you have to afraid from coronavirus. It's about that you should behave sensible. You should not only protect yourself, but you should also protect others. Maybe you are healthy, you are young, maybe coronavirus will not hurt you, but you can become directly or indirectly responsible for the death of other peoples. So don't kill other people or don't become qatil. So whenever there is someone who is dying from coronavirus, probably someone who was not considering, who were not giving a special consideration to coronavirus and who were not doing precautions, maybe those people, they directly were involved in the killing of those people who are dead now due to coronavirus. And this is very serious. So I think you should do enough precautions to protect not only yourself but also to protect others, and don't become a victim of group pressure. There is a bridge here, and all the cars are stopped because the bridge is opened. There is a Baltic Sea, the same branch that I talked about a few minutes ago, in front, and there is a bridge that connects to different islands, but sometimes big ships, they have to pass under the bridge and they cannot pass, so they just open the bridge. The bridge can be open and closed. So I think they just closed the bridge now, and the traffic is moving now. So this bridge that you see in front of you, this is special bridge. It has both the road part, and also there is a train. There is a train that passes from that bridge, and this bridge can lift itself up. So this bridge was lifted up so that the ships can pass underneath. So this is not a normal bridge. In Sweden there are many such bridges which can be lifted up so that the big ships can pass underneath. On the right side you have a terminal for the Viking Line. It's a shipping company, but right now there is no ship there. Few days back I showed you there was one ship from the Viking Line that was coming probably from Finland. In normal environment, in normal days before the coronavirus, you could see several ships at this time here, but right now there is not a single ship. The Viking Line company is still working. They still have ships that go to different places, but they are not working in full capacity. Probably 20% of the ships are working and the rest maybe are on rest because there are not enough people. One thing I wanted to say but I forgot, so I'm saying now regarding the Eid. If you have not yet prayed Eid namaz, and if you are going to celebrate Eid from tomorrow, then please you only go to mosque if you are really healthy, and probably for the elderly people they should pray at home. And if you want to know how to pray at home, I have already made a video about how you can pray Namaz Eid at home with your family members and with your friends, and you can follow that video. I made that video long ago, so you can go down at my channel and look for that video. It's pretty easy to pray Eid Namaz at home with your family members and friends, and if you do that, maybe you will learn a lot. So it's not necessarily that you must go to mosque. You should only go to mosque if you can follow precautions in the mosque and if you are really healthy. This is the place for the Birka cruise ship. Birka Cruises is a company. You can see there that company has already declared bankruptcy, so they no longer work. This was the result of the coronavirus. This is the city center of Stockholm, and here you see the sea water. I think you don't see probably properly, but tell me how many countries are there in the world who have the sea water, not the river water but the sea water in the center of the city. So Stockholm has the Baltic Sea in the center of the Stockholm. The branches come in the center of the Stockholm. As I told you before, that Stockholm city consists of several small islands. So this water that you see right now is the Baltic Sea water, and this is the downtown. This is the Stockholm city center. It's like 0 point in Islamabad or Raja Bazaar in Rawalpindi. Ali, slow down, you are too fast. And there you also see the city hall and the seawater. Behind these trees is a branch of the Baltic Sea, but due to trees you don't see that. Probably now you see some signs of the seawater. I think one thing the city management of Islamabad should learn from Stockholm city management, that they are not damaging the nature to build or to construct new buildings or new areas. And also look at the number of trees, how many trees are in the city center. I think in Islamabad there are not enough trees, even though in Islamabad we think that city has most trees in comparison with other cities in Pakistan. And also in Islamabad, the city management, I think it's CDA or whoever it is, when they are approving residential areas or other areas, when they are building new areas for residential buildings or for commercial buildings, they don't think about the nature enough. They are modifying the whole nature. But in Sweden, when they are constructing new stuff, new buildings, new infrastructure, they try to preserve the nature. So they build the things so that they can utilize the nature. Ali, you have to be on the western side. So in Sweden, they try to get benefit from the nature when they construct the buildings. I think in Islamabad, they do not take benefit from the nature. They don't take benefit from the natural landscape. Here they are using the landscape in such a way that it helps the new construction. They don't damage the landscape. So that was all for today, and see you next time. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz. If you like this video, please share this video to the whole world. Spread this video everywhere. We are confident that this channel is going to have a huge impact. This channel is going to change some of the lives of the people. So please subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon and stay tuned. Thank you to all of you. Goodbye.